Everybody can hear me. Audio, video, everything is fine. Others also, are you facing any problem in hearing me? Audio, video, screen, everything is fine, perfect, all fine. Good, sir. Now, what is our motto of the today's class? Basically, to tell you how to study, from where to study, syllabus, exam structure, technical problems, etc. Just one more thing. Whenever you all are chatting, in the chat box below written 2, beside 2 there is a drop down arrow. Click the drop down arrow, select everyone in the meeting and then chat only. So that there is no personal chatting. Otherwise others will not be able to understand. So everybody should be chatting to everyone only, not personal chatting. Okay? Now, during the class, you don't have to write anything, which is my advice. If you think that you want to write, it's upon you. Because I always think that if I am not explaining you the concept properly, then you need to write something. And the second thing, if the videos after the class you are not getting, the class, once after the class is over, you will be getting the recordings by default. So you can see the recording by pausing the video 20 times. There is no problem. So for that reason, during the class, just concentrate on your study. Just concentrate on hearing everything. Whatever is required to be written, I will write in the slide. Whatever questions and there, it will be there in front of the screen. Which book I am using and all that will be there on the screen. So you will not be finding any problem when you will be doing the class. And when you will be doing the recording, you will be easily able to correlate which book, what I am writing. And wherever it is required that I should be writing all the things, which is tricky, I will be writing in my slide. This is called class slide. For every batch, I prepare a class slide. And once the class is over, I share the class slide with the students. So whether you request or not, that's a general system in our case. Whatever I am writing on the slide, you will be getting after the class is over in your mail, the entire class slides. At the same time, once the class is over, you will get the recordings by default. You don't have to request. So there is no point writing anything. The second thing, when you are doing the class, it's my request. Keep your mobile phone out of your reach. Don't see what each messages and all that are coming. Just concentrate on study. If you can switch off your mobile phone, very well. If you can't, it's urgent, any office call can come. Keep it at least 2 to 3 feet beyond you so that you cannot reach. Because in the office also, this is your personal time. So you will not be available at your personal time normally. So for that reason, nobody should disturb you. If you are doing the class, don't do the class where others are coming and going. Family members are coming and going. Try to go in a safe place, in a protected place where nobody is disturbing you. So that you are fully able to concentrate on the class and can understand the concept better. Once the class is over, automatically you will have the recordings. You can see the recordings whenever you like. There is no problem. Okay. These are the basic instructions from my side. When I am taking the class, the room is closed. Nobody is allowed to come inside and all that. Phone is not within my reach. If somebody is giving me message, I am not seeing. I am not interested. After the class, I will communicate with everybody. Whoever is there. A concentrated study is required to get the concept better. Okay. When the class will be over, you will not be getting recordings instantly once the class is over, because in the class, when I am doing the class, the recording of the class is automatically happening. You are not allowed to do the recording. Reason being that the quality of recording at your place will not be this much. It will be very deteriorated quality. There is a separate software I am using which is taking all the things and recording it properly, voice, video quality, everything. But then the size of the class after it is over will be around 20-25 GB. And it will be very difficult to share with all of you. Even though I will share, downloading the class will be creating a problem. So for that reason, once the class will be over, we need to reduce the size of the class without affecting the quality, but we need to reduce the size to 500-600 MB. 25 GB will be converted into 500-600 MB, so that when I will share the class with you, you will be able to download it fast and you will be able to do the recordings. For recording, the live class system which I have given the link, you all have joined for the live class, that system is not applicable. For recording, my team has given you a software. If somebody has not received it, they will receive in the morning at 10 a.m. when they will reach office. When you have received the software, there is a video how you can install the software that is given. If you find any technical problem in installing the software, my team will help you. For software purpose, it's a request. Folded hands, don't call me. Even though you are calling me, I will be communicating to my team. Directly connect with them. In all our mail ID, the numbers are written on the sign in. You can connect with them during office hours. Suppose I will say that Lalita, Ayush, Maharana, Atul, all are calling. There are not 20 staff who are helping you, students. If you are calling and they are not picking, it is busy. You need to call again. Or maybe don't call, just mail it. Who is saying that you need to call for technical support? You don't have to call. You just mail that you are facing the problem. They will definitely deal with your problems once they will join the office. The office time is Monday to Friday, morning 10 a.m. till 6:30 p.m. You need to give some, excuses to anybody. Maybe somebody is in washroom or anything, he is not able to connect. एक सेकंड में स्टूडेंट आर देयर. एक बार कॉल किया, स्टाफ नहीं उठा, सर वो लोग मेरा फोन नहीं उठा रहे. हाउ दे विल कम टू नो दैट यू आर कॉलिंग एंड यू आर नॉट देयर. They are not your enemy. They are going to help you. But you need to behave like a human being. If somebody is calling me now, how I will pick up the phone? He can think that, sir, is not picking my phone. But we need to understand in this whole world, everybody is busy. Even a kid of 3 years is also busy. So everybody is doing their whole lot of work. So when you are communicating with them, you need to have a patience. If you don't want to call, I will say don't call. Just mail. Whatever your queries are there, they will resolve. If you have not received any notes, if you have not received the recordings, if your videos are not running, for any technical query, it's a request to all of you with folded hands, don't directly connect with me. If you mail, I am looking at your mail every second. And if you are mailing, your mail will be answered as soon as possible because I am on their head. But directly calling me for a technical issue is not advisable. I will be saying them, why via? Go direct. Directly mail them, they will be definitely helping you. As I think I have communicated in the WhatsApp at least 10 times. The classes are starting. If you have not received the class link, please mail and all that. Still the student don't read the message. It is categorically saying, if you have not received, please mail at our mail ID. We will help you. But the student will message, sir, मेरे को link नहीं मिला. अरे यार, नहीं मिला, मिल जाएगा. गलती हो सकती है. You have to understand that there is a system with which we operate. A small team, but a good system we have installed. So for that reason, it's a request from my side in the first class. Don't message me or anybody in my team. Just mail for your queries for technical issue. They will definitely help. But if you are communicating morning 7:30, nobody is there in the office. They will come in the office at 10, 10, 15, 20 because nobody comes in time. I cannot fight with them. They come 10, 15 minutes late. While going the office time is 7 p.m. They will leave at 6:30 only. No fight required. I don't think so. That is a matter which I will discuss with my team why you are not coming in time. So let them whatever. I just mean to say that you just need to mail your queries. Your queries will be resolved. For technical problem, please call at 844404040 or 6. When the student is want to register, make the payment, I share the detail numbers writing that कि भाई इनसे बात करिए. They again call me. It's not that I am free for every. I am talking in a day at least 250 students. Somebody who are registered, somebody new inquiries and all that. You need to give me some benefit of doubt to me also. When I've given you a channel, you need to follow that channel. You can't poach me for everything. It's a request. When your queries are there relating to subject, you are not understanding something, then you will connect with me. If I am not picking, you just message, I will call back you. That's guarantee. That's guarantee from my side. I will call you, I will give you voice message. That's my responsibility. But आप मेरे को टेक्निकल क्वेरीज वगैरह के लिए मैसेज नहीं करेंगे. ये मेरा रिक्वेस्ट है. This is our office number. Both are WhatsApp number. They will be applicable only during office time. Or mail at classes@saraf.academy. During office hour, Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 6:30 p.m. Even though office time is 7 p.m. but I am taking half an hour less only. Even I should write here also 10:30. It will be better. Otherwise, again, you all will say that they are not picking my phone and all that. For subject related doubts, 9830176993, mail ID same as above. If you have subject related doubt, you are not understanding something you are studying, you will message me, you will WhatsApp me, you will connect with me. If I am not picking the call, I can give you guarantee if I am alive, I will be definitely giving you a call back. ये मेरा guarantee. If I am calling back because it is required, if I am not calling back, I will give you voice message that what is your doubt should be solved like this, so there is no problem. But you have to follow the system which is there with us. You can't poach me for every simple thing. Sir, registration nahi ho raha hai. Registration, my team is there. Technical means other than subject related query, everything is technical. You are not able to book your exam form, you are not able to book the payment, you are facing problem in registration, you are not able to log in website of the institute, everything, whatever technical issue, you need to connect with my team. For any technical issue related to ACCA Institute, mail at students@accaglobal.com and CC to us. That is in carbon copy. If you mail to us, we will come to know that what are your issues. My team will automatically connect with ACCA authority on your behalf. But if we will mail on your behalf to the institute will mail, we will not hear you. You are not our student. Why we will hear you? Let the student reply directly. Whenever you are mailing to the institute, there are millions of students all over world. You need to always mail from your registered ID. You need to mention your registration number. You need to mention your problem properly. What do you want to ask? What is your issue? If there is something which you want to show them, take a screenshot in the mail, properly draft your mail so that anybody who will read your mail will be able to understand what issues you are facing and they can help you. If you are connecting with us for any institute related issue, my team will connect with the institute persons only. So your problem can be resolved relating to the institute faster if you directly connect with them. The one ID which is given for every student all over the world is students@accaglobal.com. At this mail ID, you will mail them. They will definitely communicate with you. Not instantly. They have students from all over the world. In a period of 2 to 3 working days, they will connect with you. So we need to be ready that when the problem will arise, where I will communicate, where I will connect. so that my problems can be resolved faster. And the communication should be very, very straight cut. What is your issue? Just straight away go into that so that you are not wasting your time and anybody else's time. In ACCA, skill level, even though F4, that is from law to financial management, there are 6 papers. But the law paper I consider as a part of fundamental level only because it's the same process, 2 hours exam, objective type and all that. So I want to say it is basically PM to FM. Project management F5, performance management F5, then taxation F6, financial reporting F7, auditing F8, and financial management F9. These F5 to F9 were old name. Generally, the institute don't like that anybody will be using old name, but just for a better communication, I am saying old name and new name both. Out of these 5 subjects, performance management, financial reporting, and financial management are practical oriented subjects. Practical means numericals are there which we need to solve and all that. As far as taxation and auditing, I will not say that the language practical, but they, in simple understanding, they are theoretical subjects. Auditing and taxation. In auditing and taxation, to clear the exams, the student need to, I can say, slightly need to remember the things. More and more memory is required. Memory does not mean that you need to mug up the things, but you need to remember the things so that you can give the exam. But in PM, FM, FR, your memory don't have any usage. If you are memorizing anything, you will be finding problem in giving the exam. It is not based on your memory. It is purely based on your understanding, conceptual understanding. Even in taxation and auditing also, I will say that you will be able to remember the theoretical aspect when you have understood the concepts. If your understanding is not there, you will find problem in, what I should say, in giving exams, in recollecting the things, you will find problem in taxation and auditing also. Generally, those who have given the exam taxation and those who have given the exam of other subjects, they will only be able to understand that taxation and auditing is an easier subject as compared to PM, FM and FR. Reason is not that the syllabus is less or more. Reason is that if your basic understanding of English you have and you are reading the stuff properly, you will be able to understand automatically. But always in taxation and auditing, you need to apply some, what I should say, some practical examples. You need to understand the taxation structure. You need to understand why the purpose of auditing is there. If you go with a basic understanding, then it will be very easy. But if somebody is studying the theoretical subject just for mugging up, they will be finding difficult the theoretical subject than PM, FM, FR. This, I mean to say, this can be understood by any student who has given both the exams, maybe auditing or taxation, and maybe the other subject FPM or FR. Suppose we always have the human being this tendency. Something which is not in our pocket is difficult. Something which is in our pocket is very easy. That's always. You will think that I want to achieve that. I want to do that. I need to do that. But once you do that, once you did that, it becomes very easy. For anybody, Indian CA course is very difficult. But there are many videos on YouTube. You will find that they are saying very simple course. Anybody can pass. Because that person has already achieved that. That person has already done that. So there are views different. If somebody is not able to clear, he will say very difficult. If somebody is able to clear easily, he will say easy. But I am to teaching both kind of students. Those who are passing, those who are failing, everybody. Average minded person, very good students, very bad student, not studying at all. Every kind of student I have seen in my life. So I am not talking from a student point of view. I am talking principally from the subject knowledge. That auditing and taxation are easier subject to crack as compared to PM, FN and FR. Because your study should be more and more conceptual in case of practical subjects as compared to theoretical subjects. In any subject in exam, institute has given a guidelines how the paper will be constructed. So for PM, FM, FR, the paper construction is slightly different, and for auditing and taxation, it is slightly different. For the time being, I am talking about FM. There will be part A, part B, part C. Even in taxation auditing also it will be part A, B, C, but slightly different structure is there. In part A, 15 OTQs, 2 marks each. 15 OTQs, 2 marks each, in the sense maybe it's a filling the blanks, maybe out of the 4 option you need to select one, maybe out of the 4 option more than one is correct, all which are correct, maybe match the following, maybe drag and drop, which is not called MCQ, which is called OTQ, objective type questions. In this case, if your answer is right, you don't have to show any working. How you are getting the answer, the institute is not interested in seeing that. So if you are doing any working, that is your personal working, that wherever you write, nobody is going to see what working you have done. If it's right, 2 marks, wrong, 0. There is no part marking. But all the 15 questions will not be of the same standard. Some of the questions will be difficult. Some of the question will be easier. Some of the question will be of middle level. When anybody who has studied the subject properly, maybe a student or maybe as a faculty for FM, I can say that there are some questions which are middle level. There are some questions which are very difficult. Even sometimes it is difficult for me also. So much study done then also. And some are very, very silly, very easy questions. I can say that if a student is studying properly, not very fantastic student, proper study, then out of 5 questions, 7 to 8 questions anybody can do correct. 7 to 8 questions anybody can do correct, and in the starting only. When you are in the exam hall and say 7 to 8 questions, you can solve a maximum within 15 minutes only. So in 15 minutes, you can score 16 marks, 14, 16 marks easily, if you have studied in the right direction. This is 3 scenario based questions. 3 scenario based questions. For each scenario, 5 OTQs. So 5 into 2 into 3. That is, you can see 30 marks. And this is 20 marks. Now part B is also OTQ. But it is not that for 15 questions, 15 different stories given. In part B, they will give a scenario, maybe 1 paragraph, 2 paragraph, or 3 paragraph, maybe some numerical, maybe some theoretical explanation. And on the basis of that scenario, they will give 5 questions. But each question, no working, no working is required. How you are getting the answer, it's your lookout. The institute is not going to see how you got the answer. They are just concerned with right or wrong. Right answer, 2 marks. Wrong answer, 0 marks. Again, this is also ETQ, multiple choice, filling the blanks. All the story are same. Just that part A questions all are separate. 15 question, 15. In part B, the questions are based on a scenario. 5 questions on one scenario, 5 questions on another scenario, 5 questions on third scenario. I can say that here also, if you have studied properly, you can easily score out of maybe in a scenario, 5 questions, you are able to do 3 correct, 2 wrong. But some of the questions are very easy, some are difficult, tricky. Maybe some scenario, one scenario out of the 3 is very difficult, it may happen. But normally, if a student has studied properly, at least average study done, he can easily score out of this 30 marks, 14, 16 marks. And that will take, say around, I will say to score, because since it is based on scenario, it will be taking extra time as compared to part A. Say in that case, I said in 15 minutes, maybe around 25 minutes, you will be able to score in this part B, 14, 16 marks easily. So if I will say that suppose 30 minutes this and 15 minutes this, you have already scored in the exam hall 15, 15, 30 marks in 45 minutes. For passing, how much we require? 50 marks. Out of 3-hour exam, in 45 minutes, your marks is already 30. Now nobody can fail you. In part C, there will be 2 scenario based essay type questions, which is 20 into 2, 40 marks. 20 into 2, 40 marks. One question is of 20 marks. One scenario based question, 20 marks. Another scenario based question, 20 marks. This is, you can say, a lengthy question. 5-7 paragraphs will be there. And based on that, they will be asking 2 to 3 questions. Suppose one scenario of 20 marks, A number 12 marks, B number 6 marks, C number 2 marks, like that. 2 to 3 questions they will ask based on scenario. Full working need to be shown. Full working we require to disclose. That means part marking is there. If you are writing wrong, marks will be deducted. If you are writing right, 1 mark, 2 mark, 3 mark, depending upon that portion involves what marks you will be getting. The marking guidelines are given on the institute website for many past term papers, that how the institute mark your part C questions. In part C question, scoring marks is far easier than scoring marks in part A and B. Because in part C, even though you are wrong, but you are getting part marking. And I've seen in my life, because I'm teaching already ACCA for around 10 years, I've seen in my life even the very bad students are able to score in part C at least 15-20 marks easily. So you need to, after 45 minutes, you can go in part C, or maybe earlier only you can go in part C in exam hall, and you need to target out of the 2 questions which one part is easier. Solve that as early as possible and try to score your 15-20 marks out of that in further, say, around 30-40 minutes. So if you say 1 hour, 1 hour 15 minutes, 1 hour